Hello friends, I'm Colonel Failure and welcome back to the Transport Fever 2 main line, where in the last episode I spent the episode worrying about this station and generally setting it up and bulldozing the track about 30 or 40 times. And I can assure you it was a rare old time, and if you haven't watched it, you can. Or you can just sit here and enjoy the outcome that we've got here. It's not bad at all. Anyway, I mean, I said that what we're trying to do here is get prepped to start running mainline freight, and that means setting up some stations along the way. For those who said this junction is going to cause absolute chaos, it totally is. It needs a lot more track in there. Yay! I spent an entire episode building that. Yep. Going to destroy it again. Not yet. No, today we're going this way. Brilliant. Now, my economy's working reasonably well. If we have a quick look at the old routometer here, pretty much everything. The Pick Road commuter was making... There you go, it's making money again now. Everything makes money, and it's bringing in a reasonable chunk of change relatively quickly. I think if I had double the amount of stuff that was making money, or I was making... If I was making double the money, yeah, then I'd have more than enough. As it stands, there is a little bit of waiting that needs to be done in between major projects. Chucking out the station there, that was probably an 8 million quid job, that one. And, I mean, that's not inexpensive, but it means that I've got to start thinking about, okay, so how do we ramp up production? Anyway, today we're going to aim for... we're going to aim for, I don't know whether we'll get there or not. If I keep this simple, it should be fine. 2 more stations. Because with 2 stations plumbed in, I might just be able to set them all up and running. I can set them all up and running now, but I'll lose all of the money in the known universe. So let's put that as a maybe not yet. So I'm thinking here as the next freight hub. It will primarily serve Silent Hill, but the whole point of the freight mainline is that every train on the mainline runs from one station to the next, whereupon it will interchange cargo types that are available based on the demand that's going on at that station. The ideal being that you run a bunch of identical style consists that are constantly just grabbing stuff from one station, taking it to the next, grabbing stuff from that one, taking it to the next. If you get it right, so the theory says, it should make money from every single stop. In practice, you end up with some of the trains making money, others not making. What are you doing here? I don't really know. Others not making money because the amount of demand or the amount of supply doesn't quite fit the regularity of your train services. Now, when I did this before, I used dedicated, not rather than bespoke. I used dedicated wagons for different goods types, and that was not a winner. No, a winner is what it was not. So I'm probably going to try using a NAFI's wagon or similar this time around. For those of you unfamiliar with them, these are wagons that will carry every single goods type, and just not sweat it, because that way I really do maximise my chances of this actually working. First job, as before, flatten out an area to work in. Are we going here? Are we? Yeah. I've kind of picked this out as where I want to be. I'm not thrilled about Silent Hill Station. But I've got an idea of how we might... no, look, there, yeah. Bring all of this up to... Oh, we are bringing it up to the same level. All right, fine. Because the level difference is only subtle, it can look a little bit misleading as to whether the ground is going up or down at a given moment. There we go, right about there. How's that look? Well, I've lost the track. Yep. And over here... It's there somewhere. Anyway, right, here we go. We're gonna. Oh, it's much easier to see from here. Yeah, I should have looked there to start with. Oh, shut up. Right. So let's get ourselves a move in here. Now, with some of these stations, at least the way I'm starting out, that was a waste of money. I'm going to run them in parallel with the mainline track. Later on, I'll be building some that are divorced from the mainline track area, and that could create something a little bit more, I don't know, dynamic, interesting. I don't know. There's a number of different ways to describe it. Okay, so we've got our large, wait for it, cargo station. Yep, okay. And that's going to live. Now, you want the station itself on the side of the track that's going to do more business, because that will make life a bit easier for you. That said, I'm going to modify the heck out of this thing, so it doesn't really matter. Oh, that's nice to see. Got my angle all wrong. Okay, well, I do that. Yeah, I know, that is one of your tried and tested moves towards glory. Let's up the tempo on this. It's going to be £1,000,000 worth of quick burn here. It's going to be more than that. Oh, crikey. Yeah. Still, get it right once, and then you've got it right. This is why a little bit more income at the moment would not go amiss. Either way, get it right once, and then you've got it right. Okay, so if that's the line that we're currently taking, now I don't need this to be 100% precise, although, you know, there's no harm in it being 100% precise, obviously. Also, you've now created a scenario where this track has suddenly got to pop its way up there. Ooh, unless. Yeah, okay, so there's a notion. Let's try and do something a little bit more clever with this. You're trying to do 2 stations today, dude. We haven't got the time for clever. No. We have got the time for clever. Even if I only get through 1 station, it doesn't matter, as long as what's being built is actually kind of cool. All right. So you were just talking about divorcing your constructions from one another, and not doing every freight station slap bang alongside the main line. Oh, you've committed to that. All right, so what we're thinking here is potentially a bit of a branch that comes off over there, while this one actually branches the other way to head up to the station. You might ask yourself, why would you do that? Because this bit of land that I've flattened here, I think there may be an interesting cut through, or maybe cheeky tunnel-esque, that we could run like that. See? It's not quite tunnel-esque though, is it? No, but it's a cheeky cut through. No, it's not. That's not a cheeky cut through. Yeah, okay. Well, something like this, but down. There you go. Oh, that is slightly more interesting. I mean, it's artificial. Yeah, I know. I'd need to do a little bit more landscaping to make that look interesting. I like it because it's interesting, and because there are potentials for this to be more interesting. So as we bring that out there, you even get a bit of bridge going on there. Would you not sooner flatten this out some to avoid having the bridge? No, I like bridges. Because the one thing you can do with bridges is you can run things underneath them. Okay, all right. Yeah. I'm going to put it in, but I might rethink it later. I mean, like that. The odds of rethinking stuff later are always fairly high. But let's try something that might look a little bit different when I finish fiddling around with it. And that won't be today. My thinking is that I go round in a loop. Right, so to complete the whole mainline circuit, and then revisit it all. So effectively do 2 laps over the course of the series, and go back to stuff that I built before, and improve it and modernise it and make it more everything. That's the plan right now. A lot of it, of course, is contingent on the game still running smoothly when I've got quite a lot of business going on. You know what else we're going to do? How much you got? 6 million, plus I've got my entire loan available. It's an interesting idea. What else are we going to do? I don't know. I haven't really thought through exactly what else I'm going to do. Oh, except it involves, taking out this part of town. Okay. Was the destruction of that person's house strictly necessary? Well, whether necessary or not, we did it anyway, because it makes us feel good about life. Right, so, bit of road. this project is now spiralling out of control of what you were anticipating to do. The complicated bit was supposed to be the next bit. Yeah. I think I might put you on fair warning. I'm not 100% confident we're going to get to the next bit. You think? You just took out... No, look, you're going to need to remodel all of this. I mean, it's very obvious what I'm trying to do here is I want to get a nice straight road going through there. I'd quite like to not take out these buildings as well. That's 175. Oh, stuff it. All right, fine. All of this to avoid moving the bus station. Yeah. You've moved absolutely everything else, but you kind of go, no one touches my bus station. And you kind of go, okay, why not? Just because. And it's because... Getting a bus station in like that is sometimes, if not always, a moderately tricky affair if you're trying to build around existing infrastructure. Now, if you're taking out the existing infrastructure, then no such restrictions remain. You are completely at your leisure to remodel it as you see fit. But hey-ho, that kind of like, oh, don't mess with the bus station, they're a pain in the bum to put in. That thinking persists. Right, okay, yeah, let's just give this a bit of a tweak. That's not so bad. And then let's paint in some road and see if... Because those buildings I just knocked out are likely to rebuild. Then let's provide an environment whereby the AI can build in a way that I find compelling. Or at least agreeable. Alright, slap that in there. Yeah. Give it the tendrils? Give it the tendrils. Yeah. More tendrils, greater catchment. That's what it says on the box. Tempting to flatten this out a little bit more, but you know what? I think I'm okay with it. Now, we already knew that this corner area here was not going to be long for this world, so let's deal with that now. Yeah. Okay. You know, it'd be nice if you planned out projects and had, proper budgetary, fiscal responsibility, all of that kind of... Shut up, who cares? Right, let's go for a double track. Or. Now, we're keeping these moderately short. 160s should be enough for just about everything up until the revisitation. You know your bus station? Yeah. There is ever such a slight chance it's now in the wrong place. Now, that's a bit of a disaster. Well, it's not a disaster so much as it's a little bit hilarious. Yeah. Unless you want to reshape the approach you've got there. I actually don't know. Reshaping the approach might be fine. Yeah, okay. Well, look. Let's work with this and see if we can make it sing. All right. So if we start over here, yes, yeah. Yes. Yeah. Let's make it double track. Okay. 2 platforms for the price of 1. No, it's 2 platforms for the price of 2. Sorry, I've got genuine indecision going on. And it happens sometimes where I'm trying to second guess what would be the best approach, and I think over here is the best approach. Right. Park it in about there. Yeah. Right. Bulldoze the bus station. Yeah, should have done that earlier. No sense crying over should have done that earlier. Buildings, yeah. Station de bus. Oh, swanky. And then park that right outside. Now, as much as we still had coverage of both before, I like my passenger stuff. No, my interlinked transport infrastructure. I do like it to be able to talk to each other very closely. And that will have inherited the stop that was there, so I don't even need to mess around with routes. Which is good. Messing around with routes that pretty much work is a thing we don't want to do. Right! Oh, you're about to break the route. Am I? Yeah, you definitely are, because the route as it's set up goes to the same track both times. Goes to the same platform, I should say, both times. Yeah. And it won't do after you've done this. Well, you've lost your cheeky bridge. That's not the end of the world. Actually, I'm not so sure you're right on that front. That would be better as a bridge, because what I'd like to do is build up the other side of the station so that we can potentially get town growth on both sides. Now, given that this is only a small town, I think that might be a bit on the ambitious side. But when we start fueling it up with some freight, then there's more opportunity for that to happen. Do you want to have a rethink of that? You're not going to do any better than that because that's already looking like somewhat max slope-ish. I'll give it a go. All right, okay, fine. Let's run. If we just what might work is if you take this down by a small amount, like maybe that much, maybe a little bit more. That did take some away, right? A little bit more. All right, and then flatten to that. All right. Yeah. Do you reckon you've done enough? I think I'm close. If not spot on, I think it's close. Stick in a bit of rose. All right. Doesn't matter that it goes nowhere. Doesn't matter that it's going to be awkward to connect. We have our connection in place right now. Right, now back this up. Back that up. And give it another go and see if the game goes, oh yes, Gov, no problem. Like that. See? Yeah. Yeah, if you found yourself wondering why do people watch this fella do stuff, and it's because occasionally that kind of thing happens where I just kind of gone, oh, I've got this kind of idea and wallop done, worked. Yeah, that's quite pleasing. And because here's the thing: when you build a station on the edge of the town, on the edge of the town, and you try and get the town to grow the other side, creating the connections between one side of town and the other, it's an absolute headache. It's a total pain in the bum to do because nothing complies properly, and it always ends up looking like you've forced that to happen. That you've had to do some very specific engineering to make it happen. It never looks like it's happened in an organic fashion, whereby it looks relatively natural that it would connect in that way. And that's the dream: is make it look like it's connected in that way. Now, if you're playing with absolutely no money and you've got a mod that allows you to replace town buildings, because that's the big challenge, is that the town buildings are all grown. The AI, such as it is, decides what and where to build, and then as a result of that, you've got limited control over what happens. I have added the cargo shed mod. I was looking at it before the previous episode, and then someone recommended it in the comments, and I went, okay, yeah, you're probably right there. Should we make this the swanky one? You can. I don't know what it's going to accomplish. It's probably not going to accomplish anything, but it might look nice. All right, okay. I mean, it's not inexpensive, but it might look nice. Yeah. So look at it. Yeah, that's super. I mean, arguably, one or two more clocks than you would probably have at a station of this scope, but either way, that's quite pleasing. If the town grows this side, if the town doesn't grow this side, you kind of go like, you've got your station the wrong way around. And there's nothing to stop me flipping all the buildings round later on. Obviously, I'd sooner not do that, but there's nothing to stop me, other than general reluctance. Right, okay, there we go, and yeah. So yeah, should we give this a boulevard? Oh yeah, boulevard away, man. Yeah, everybody, who doesn't like booling? Or vard, for that matter. Alright, and then, bring it down here and try and make it not completely egregiously steep. Yes, egregious steepness, we do like to try and avoid that. How's that look? It's not woeful. It's not perfect. We don't like the right angle. Well, in which case you have to take it out further this way and then hope that the AI goes, where I fancy building, and that it's on the end of there. Either way, this is looking adequate, if not more than adequate. I'm happy with that station, so let's continue our odyssey. Now, how much of a swan neck are you going to perform? That's 62. Yeah. Can we do that cleaner? Yes, obviously. All right, we'll do it cleaner then. All right, take that away. Yeah. I don't really want to demolish the mouth to the tunnel there, but if I have to, I'm prepared to. There we go. Well, I have done now. That's it. That's on your own head. Okay, right. Let's get the corner in. Now, we knew it was 62 before, so if we go a little bit beyond that and say 60, like that, it should give us, or that should be all the curve we need to then rematch a decent speed. How's that look? Better. Okay, good. Well, crack on then. Cracking. There you go. Right. That's come up moderately. Yeah, it has come up moderately. Now, what are you doing with this freight station? Because now you've left yourself a scenario where it's going to be tricky for you to do anything here. You see. Well, this is part 2 of the scheme here. Is we're going to run this up here, before it remerges onto the main line just before the tunnel. You've got a slope going up there. It's going to look horrible. I don't disagree with you. Is there something more interesting that you could do with this? All right, okay. The picture that just came into my head. So you've got the what I think is probably about here. Maybe we'll split off into 4 tracks. How about you do that? Okay. All right, fine. So we split off into 4 tracks, and just point that way a little. That's good. Thank you. Okay, yeah, all right. You mirror that. Good. Right, so we split off into 4 tracks. This tracks down in its own special way and connects up to the station. You've made this, it's going to do a swan on you. It is. Unless you move the station back a bit. There's nothing forcing you to keep the station there. All right, well, in which case, let's build the track. There you go, now you're thinking. And then we'll stick the station where it naturally sits. All right, golden. Now, I think this is going to be a 4-track station. We're going to have 2 that are the main line and then 2 that are the incoming routes from elsewhere. Yeah. Murder that, please. Thank you. Oh, I got a refund. That's cheeky. That's good. Now, the refund system was added for Transport Fever 2, and I'm not a fan of it. You kind of go, really? You, who bulldozes so much, is not a fan of getting the money back when you've gone like, hang on, I've got a different idea. Yeah, no, I'm not a fan of it for the simple reason of, if I've plumbed the thing in, then it's my responsibility to pay for it. Right, to about there. Yes. And then a little bit more that, yeah, something like that. Okay. All right, and then bang a building on the end of it. Yeah, no, if you broke it, you pay for it. That's my attitude towards these things. 320, please. 4-track. Do you want to remodel this? Because no, actually, I don't want to remodel it. I think it's fine. Do you want it there, or do you want it a little bit further along? That's actually married up very nicely. Yeah, that's good. All right, smashing. You know how I said we were going to do 2 stations? You know how I then said we might not do 2 stations? All right, we're now sitting in the camp of that 2-station thing that I referenced earlier on. Yeah, forget it. Yeah, that's not a thing that's happening today. No. One more station. All right, but what I will do is, in between this episode and the next one, I'll build the track out just to save a little bit of time. It's not going to be that exciting a track build. What I'm hoping will be exciting. Let's experiment with these sheds. I paid for them. Yeah, I know. You might as well make use of them. No. The reason for a no there is, see all this gubbins you've got outside. Now that looks terrific if you've got one of them. If I were to then stick another one next door like that, it immediately looks obvious that it's got, because it's the scenic bits outside. Now I like the scenic bits, but you want to try and convince people that it's just one long building rather than a building repeated. Now, no, look, this all could just be me. So maybe stick a medium on that one, and stick a medium next to it, and then stick a platform shed. That's the one I was looking for. That, yes, yeah, no, that's the one that's going to make this thing sing, right? Because then you can add all kinds of accoutrements over the front of that. You see, show me these accoutrements of which you speak. I will. Hold on, there's a open-ended platform shed goods. Oh, perfect. Right, yeah. Yeah, we'll slap a couple of them on there. There you go. I mean, doesn't that look like it means something, if not business? I think it does. Empty cargo platform. Yeah, I know that could look quite tasteful, but let's not blow all of our fun times in one hit. And then we can zip it around here, snap that onto there, and lo and behold, doors. Huh? Ah, it's fun, that. Hey, good. And then we'll put some fake wall in there, you know? Yeah, it's great. I like that. That's cool. All right, there you go. That's all I'll say about that. Right. Let us now make this do something that is viable. Right. So if this is my main line, these two tracks here, and that is set up quite nicely because you've even got space for a bit of queuing action on the way in. Upstream, you'll come in like that. Downstream, you'll head out like this. It's beautiful. It's lovely. It works. This one, don't need to hook that up to anything yet. This is going to hook to all kinds of businesses over there. And that's a mission in and of itself. But it is not today's mission in and of anything. All right, let's keep you on the flat. Leave enough room by the boulevard in order to allow... It really does make the boulevard look a little bit highfalutin now, given that I'm going to leave enough room for basically one building in terms of depth. I quite like the gully. Well, that's good. Yeah, okay. All right, good. Is this still neat? Sort of. It's not maybe as neat as you might want, but it'll serve our purposes. And then, you know what you could do. Oh, I do know what I could do, and it's going to look great. Okay. Do you want to tell the nice people what you're going to do? Yeah, here's what I'm going to do. All right. Okay, so we go here. Have you got the money for this? Nope, I don't. I'm going to have to borrow some. All right, you slap that in there. You could unpause, actually, because the route's working again. Okay. The reason for unpausing is it will bring in some money. All right, we'll do one of those. Yeah. And then we'll do one of these. Yeah. And we'll do one of these. Yeah. Well, do it then. Right, hang on. Wait. Yeah. And we'll do one of those. There isn't a collision. It's not properly snapped. Okay. Go on. There you go. Yeah. And again, one more. Okay. Right, and now do the two that matter. Okay. All right, one. Yeah. And then one next to it. There. Two. Yeah. Remember, friends, it's not about efficient. It has to be efficient enough to do the job, but it doesn't have to be so efficient that it's absolute gangbusters. Yeah. And then if we take out these bits, which we largely work on faith that they exist, and then you've got two parallel tunnel entrances, and that looks tickety-boo. All right, smashing. And then we flatten this bit out a bit because it looks a little bit... bleh. Yeah. How are you happy with that? Pretty much. Good. Get rid of that. All right. And then you hook that up to your freight fandango, and you should be giggling. Well, let's have a look, shall we? Where is this freight fandango of which you speak? All right. Well, we're going over this way. Yes. The condition of train 1 is very poor. Oh no. Stuff it. I don't care. I mean, I could fix that, and actually, running with your trains all perfectly maintained, so that it helps because the emissions are lower, and therefore your towns grow a little bit faster. But the one thing I'm not too bothered about is the speed at which my towns are growing. Not at the moment. Yeah, that's inelegant. Yeah, all right. Swiffle that around there. Grab one of these. Yeah. Bung it down there like that, and you should have a nice little corner. It's not a quick little corner. I said nice. I made no mention of quick. And this is going to be running modest to heavy freight, and therefore one cares little for such things. You've got a little bit of a way. Yeah, that's as may be, but it served the purpose anyway. Right. The next trick then is that's going to merge there. Oh, that's kind of cute. Yeah, it is. It's probably kind of expensive. Well, yeah, but it's still kind of cute. Yeah, if we do this all in one, then we'll come up with something that is sort of. Alright. Now, this acts as almost a kind of a twin bypassing kind of an idea, because by segregating the freight from the passenger stuff means that the passengers get the opportunity to overtake, as does the freight, because there will be occasions when either or both of them are moving at different speeds. How can either of them be moving at a different speed? Surely if they are moving at different speeds, it affects both of them. Yeah, that's language for you though, isn't it? It's a complicated turkey. Right, from here? Yeah. And you come out along there. I don't think this is necessarily going to be neat. However, as long as the junction's tidy enough. Ballast warning. Okay. Yeah. I'm really trying to build here in a way that I'm not building ugly to start with. There may be incidences of ugh going on, but I don't want to just sit with them. Now, is that the same? Well, try it. Yeah, no, it is. It is. This is a max uphill moment. Okay, fine. That will at least give us a tidy junction. Hopefully, that will facilitate a tidy connection. But who rightly knows? You've got a route broken. It's the issue of the train stopping on platforms 1 and 2 that I mentioned earlier on. Do you actually merge those tracks back together again? Please hold. I'll look. Alright, so here's our double track stuff. It's all very nice, look. Isn't it all very nice? Alright, it's going to be this... well, actually, tell me about it. Yeah, no, I'm with you. Alright, manage the line. So, you come from Silent Hill. Okay, hang on. Silent Hill up to Grazer Ridge. It's the other way, dude. Alright, down to Grazer Ridge. Yes. Which means that it should be on platform closer to... No, you're looking at the wrong station. Very good. See, I put that out as a test. So that's going to be platform 1. Yes. And on the way back, we want platform 2. It's moderately easy to fix. There you go. Good. Get back to work. Stop your complaining. I've got a tunnel to complete building. All right. I've lost bits of it. It'll show up. Don't worry. You sure? Yeah. It's here, look. All right. How much have you got? 1.8 million. This should probably cover it. And then run it to there. Alright, and then have a quick look at your handiwork and go, is this the kind of handiwork that I feel comfortable in putting my name to? And you know what? Yeah, it is. Yeah. Now, I mean, we are avoiding tunnels, but that does not mean that tunnels will not exist. And when tunnels exist, they should be done in a tasteful fashion. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of kind of cheeky mountainside tunnelling that goes on from time to time, but now is not one of those times. So there you go. That's freight station number 2. Signalling? Yes, it's going to need some. I actually quite like that. That's quite sort of cute. Sort of. I'm seeing the bit I don't like right now. What I don't like is this. No. What it should do is that. Yeah. Rebuild? You know it. Okay. Alright, fine. Where to? Not... yeah, there. Yeah. Right there. Right there. Okay. Yeah. You should be able to get a neat line from there. Surely a neat line from there is possible. That's more or less what you just had. It is. Alright. Further, please. If it's worth doing 5 or 6 times until you're pleased. If you're not pleased, then it is not pleasing. How about that? It's still doing the same thing there, Tiger. Why? Well, what you would want is you want to go in a straight line there, then hook it round the corner. I've got room for that, but it does cut off the fun and games that might be had with the boulevard. You know what we say to that? Do we say stuff the boulevard? we might be very much on the cusp of saying stuff the boulevard. The other option would be to put in a tighter corner here so that we can come up more neatly and then run a 90-degree there. Yeah, but that's odious. Yeah. This is slightly better than you had before, but not better. Well, what do you want to do? We'll take slightly better on the basis of I'd like to see if the boulevard does some good. All right. Well, by good, I mean whether it builds out at all. If it doesn't, then when we come to revisit this, then maybe relaying this track in a way that is less imperfect. Less imperfect. More perfect. Perfectora. Yeah, you've not got the words, have you? I don't. You're right. I haven't got the language to adequately convey what it is I'm talking about. Right. Now, to stop this station belly aching, I'm just going to slap in a bit of road. Do you want country? You might get some idiots who are stupid enough to try and build here. Okay, let's do that then. Let's do that better. There you go. Keep it on the flat. Put it in there. That will do for now. We'll worry about making that look better in a bit. Okay, so there we go. So that's the progress. And it is you know, I'm pretty pleased with the look of both these freight stations. I think these two might just be too close together. But they are picking up a diverse array of freight, and that's the important bit. The next one is a hellscape of a job. And I don't use the term loosely, because you've got this, which I was quite pleased with, and where I'm thinking of putting the freight station is right here. Or I could put it here and then loop it round and then back up onto the main line. That could... It's one or the other, right? It is... Or both. Yeah, I mean, it's one, other, both of them. Who knows? Who cares? Anyway, I've been Colonel Failure. In the next episode, I will have figured out what I'm going to do before I start. And then I will change my mind, demolish it all and do it again. And then I'll go, actually, the original idea was the better one and do it again. Look forward to that one. Oh, there's new stuff. Steam flatbed truck and a steam tarpaulin truck. Oh, we could be about to make a lot more money from I'm going to do, before I leave, I'm going to do one quick replacement. Make sure it hauls the right stuff. Yeah, I know. We made that mistake early on. The road oil supply, I think, is your winner on this front. You know what? I think it might well be. There's 17 of them. Maybe something a little bit smaller. Iron supply. Now you're talking. Right. You lot. Manage vehicles. Yep. There you go. Replace all vehicles. What are you hauling? Iron. The clue is in the name. Cargo. Yeah. Iron trucks. Right. You carry all cargo. You carry... not all cargo. Right, well, we'll flatbed this one. No, wait. Will we? Yeah. Yeah. Will we? Yeah. Okay, it's £500,000 worth of... All right, sorted. Good. Okay, right, let's go and talk to this chap. There you go. Because it's a little bit faster and it carries a bit more stuff. Well, there you are. There you go. I'm in Colonel Failure. That's me riding on the footplate there. I wave you a merry cheerio, and I'll see you next time. I've said cheerio already. I've got to do it at the end. It's always the last word I say, unless I'm cutting myself off in a comedic fashion. True. Cheerio!